Hey friends, welcome to another adventure of mine. Today I had to go visit my mom and I thought, well, we are near the Indian sweet store, so let's go check it out and maybe even have some lunch. I like how this place has some food, hot food, as well as being able to go grocery shopping. So it's like you can shop and then you can have some lunch, which is what I'm planning to do. So come along and let's check it out. So here we are at the new India Sweets and Spices store in Riverside, California. It is freeway close and located very near University of California, Riverside. So if you're in the area, do stop by and tell them that you saw the video from Tim on YouTube, and they would really appreciate that. When you first walk in, there's huge bags of rice, all sorts of different flavored rice and non-flavored rice, all imported from India. Spices, fruits, all directly imported from India, really hard to get at your local grocery store. They had wonderful rusk. I've had their rusk here before, as well as their jeera cookies, and they taste, just homemade, really, really good. They do have a bunch of Indian snacks that you normally find on the street corners, hot, savory, just really, really good snacks. And they were having a sale on those. Some drinks, some mustard oil. Mustard oil is really difficult to find, so this is a good place to locate it. And just various items, again, imported directly from India. They have a lot of ready-made curry sauces, and I've tried this variety out before, and I thought it was even cheaper than the grocery store. So I love that one, the mild curry. And they have spicy if you really like spicy. And oh my gosh, gulab jamun from Haldoran's. I've purchased this many times, and I've even had it there in India. That is wonderful. If you've not had that, you definitely need to get yourself some. This row had a lot of lentils and beans. There's mung dal, and I actually end up purchasing some later in the video. And there's a smaller version, 2 pounds for $3.49. And just some beans, lentils, all the dry goods for making wonderful Indian dishes. Oh, and a row of cookies, or biscuits, as they say. I was so tempted to just grab one of each. And spices needed for cooking. Anything that you can imagine for making authentic Indian food is here at the store. And they have a lot of Maggies, a lot of noodles. And you can see that this is the row for spices and lentils and Maggi and noodles, etc. And let's see, more sauces. And this row we have spices on the left, and then incense and puja items, tamarind, etc. on the right. And let's see, the spices I've purchased from here, the ones on the top there, they're excellent. And I actually didn't know that they come in smaller versions. Next time I'll buy some smaller ones. I have so many. Buy 2, get 1 free. That's a great deal. If you need spices, it's the perfect place to go right now. And let's see, on this aisle, they did have some puja items here. I saw this and immediately was like, oh, these are puja items. And then, wow, they have henna. If you're having a wedding or a festive occasion, you want to have your hands done, they sell henna here. Now, I forgot to actually purchase this. I really wanted one of these. I was looking for rose, and they do have rose, and they also have cardamom, which would be wonderful for cookies or for making a drink. Cardamom is, if you've not had cardamom, it's a unique flavor, but it's very sweet, and it's just adds such a good flavor to cookies or desserts. And man, I've been looking for Indian ice cream. They have kesar, cardamom, and kulfi, and just all of the Indian flavors that you can't get at the grocery store. Gulab jamun they sell here. I've had that variety that I'm pointing to. That was excellent. I almost ate the entire thing in one sitting. And this row had a lot of desserts that were frozen. Here they have a lot of hair dye, soaps, body personal items. I They have pear soaps, which they sell here, but that's a big seller in India. And let's see, more oils, personal items, and there was some cooking oils on the bottom. And let's see, they have a whole frozen section. They also have fresh items, ginger, and then onions, and then garlic, and potatoes, and coconut for eating or for puja. They also have a whole bunch of nuts. They were spiced nuts, hot nuts, sweet nuts. They also had bitter fruit, bitter gourd. That's hard to find unless you go to an Indian store, and some eggplant, and the cauliflowers were huge. That was like enough for, multiple meals or a family meal. This yogurt was like a gallon size. It was huge. I couldn't believe how big it was. And this section has all naans and parathas and all sorts of bread. I purchased that gluten-free one that I was pointing to before, and it was very tasty. And you would never know that it was gluten-free. So if you're gluten sensitive, that's a perfect place to get some naan. They do have a whole section of Indian sweets, and I've purchased these before. I gave them as a housewarming gift to a friend, and they were good. Look at the jalebi there, the barfi, and these are just so tasty. My goodness. Ugh, just looking at this just makes me want to eat them all. There's some gulab jamun and some peta, and they make these themselves, and they're fresh. They're wonderful. Oh, they have some pan there. So if you really like pan, or after your meal, you can grab some pan. Then they had some nuts and some samosas. And then they had some hot foods, some lentils and some mixed veg and some eggplant and then some dal. And you'll see in a hot second what I ended up getting. Really nice that they have the grocery store and then this whole like sweets and hot food section. It's just a really nice place to come and do your grocery shopping and get some food. And the food is really good. So, what I ended up getting was the special. And the special has two parathas. Let's see, it has some dal, it has some eggplant, some raita right there. And let's see, it has some gulab jamun and some pickle, and there's some salad, as they call, and the rice. It was really, really a great deal. It was $7.49 plus tax for all of that, and I think it's the thing to get for sure. The dal is amazing. It's very sweet. It was perfect over the rice in combination with it. The dal itself, I think, had maybe cauliflower and tomato and carrot and a nice bite of cilantro. It was just really, really good. And the eggplant was surprisingly had potatoes in there. And had I have known how really good it was, I would have gotten two of those. It was just fantastic. And I also ordered a sweet lassi, just came to the table, and it was a great color, kind of yogurty and chalky and milky. It was actually tasted like a child's baby aspirin. It was fantastic. So here's the raita, and it's made up of like a yogurt, and it was cold. It was served cold, and those little droplets are like basin flour, little basin flour. So it had a really unique texture, and a cooling effect. I think it's something that you're supposed to eat, maybe at the end of a meal or towards the end of a meal to help settle your stomach with kind of yogurt and a sour little flavor. It was good. It was a nice complement to the meal itself. So if you've not had it before, you definitely should try it. And I know people actually mix that with rice too. So, it's a fantastic lunch. If you're in the area and get an opportunity to do it, there's the owner of the store. You know, go ahead and check it out. I think the main entrees change several times during the week. So I think you get a little bit of variety there. So, next time you're in Riverside, do check out their food. So let's take one last look at the menu. You can see the combo specials starting at $4.99, $6.49, and then for $1 more, you get all of that food. The sweets are $7.99 a pound, and that's a really good price for sweets. Easily, you could get a couple pounds. All of their individual prices are noted behind there, and I think that they're all reasonable for sure. And side dishes. You can also get the food to go. So if that's something that you need to do because of time constraints, you can grab food to go. I saw several people doing that. So let's check out. Okay, so back in the car, I am full as can be. That was fantastic. Right before, when I was out by my parents' house, I had stopped by a local Indian restaurant. And on the window it said, buffet, lunch, blah, 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 blah. So when I went inside, they're not offering the buffet, I guess because of COVID. And the prices for the entrees themselves were like $16, $17. And that's a lot of money for lunch especially. So that wasn't something I wanted to do. So I had remembered that I had been to the new Indian sweets and spice store and that they had food inside, so came here today and got the special number 3. It was $7.49 plus tax, and ended up with a couple other goodies. Let's check it out. A couple other goodies. Let's see. We got some tandoori naan. There's 5 pieces in here. That's really good, and heats up 1, 2, 3, and it was made in the clay oven. And all of these come from India, so you're getting authentic flavors. And then this is the chole, and that'll be wonderful with the naan itself. And a nice little light dinner. And then a bag of dal. That's going to be really good. And that was $3.44. So in total, for the frozen items and the lunch and the lassi was tip was $23.71. So not bad. So I guess if I was to suggest anything, if you're really, really hungry, get the 2 sides like I did with the dessert and all that, but I'm like stuffed. It probably would have been even wiser just to get the one side and have, just a light lunch. So I don't know. I don't know what to have for dinner because I'm not thinking about food right now. So anyways, thank you for joining me today. I hope you had fun in the New Indian Sweets and Spices store. And if you are in Riverside, check it out. It's really good. Riverside, California. Check it out.